Alright. Oh my god, I guess it started. This is going to be so different. Alright. Oh my gosh, I can't even see myself. I don't even know what I'm showing because I can't see anything. I don't think that's good. I might have to keep the screen on. Alright, whatever. Hey Flosstube. I'll probably edit that beginning part out. This is my February/March update. I didn't get to make a video in February. It was just really busy and doing other stuff and not doing this. So welcome back if you are already subscribed. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. This is, I guess, I don't know. This is a really bad beginning, but I'm not restarting it. This is my cross-stitching vlog, I guess, or podcast, video, floss tube, whatever. And I guess I'll start. So this will be the agenda. This is really bad. My finishes, whips, stitch alongs, new starts, my mom is being a pest, my plans, haul that I have, knitting and stuff we'll go into, reading, and then we will do some giveaway stuff at the end, but whatever. Finishes, I have none. No finishes at all. I do have page finishes, and I count those. I count those. Those count. I had, from between my last video and now, I had one, and they're not little, 2, 3, 4, 5 page finishes. So that's not that bad. And I started doing the whole stitch from stash thing with the whole earning money for page finishes or project finishes. I'm not doing it to enter any of the competitions, so I'm not submitting any of the photos of my finished work and stuff like that, but I just want to keep track of what I'm finishing and what the dollar amount would be depending on the work I put in, because I do work on a lot of full coverage, big pieces, and I don't know, I guess that's kind of cool. But I haven't been really buying anything anyway, so I guess it'll add up. Okay, hope you're watching this on 1.5 speed because there's going to be a lot of weird stopping. So whips. I worked on, from the last video to now, I worked on my class schedule piece, and this was originally a stitch along last year by Armada Designs, and this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this was a mystery sal. I felt off track. I was really close to being on track. I made it all the way to October, and then I kind of just stopped working on it. This is where I am. It's on 16 count dusk by Picture This Plus, 2/1, and I'm doing most of the called for colors. There are just some places that I substituted, like some shiny cray neck, or I don't know, just little things like that. I kind of didn't do it as much in some of the blocks, but my divination block I did. I did some shiny cray neck on the crystal ball thingy. And so that's where I am on this piece. I'm also using my streaming camera and not my phone for once, so we'll see how the quality comes out. I'm also using my mic that I use for streaming. I don't know why I didn't use them before. I didn't think I could position them the right way, because this camera would usually be facing downwards at my hands while I work and stream on my projects. Anywho, I'm thinking this will be finished really soon. Anytime it's in my rotation. So I do a 5-day rotation, and I don't do it like 5 days of the week. I do it 5 working days, so 5 actual days of working on the project. Because I used to do like just the 1 week, and then sometimes there would be a week where I only stitched like once or twice, so then some projects would get more attention than others. Alright, my next one is a doozy. This one turned 3, I think at the end of January, 3 years old. This is my Megaman X piece. It's a chart I patterned myself with KG chart when I had a freebie version of it. And it's on 18 count white Ida. I think I might put in what it looked like before. And this is almost done. So it had 15 pages or panels or whatever. And I'm on 14 over here, and then 15 is a kind of like really thin, well, thinner. It's not as big as the other ones. Let me move this cup of water. Little one at the end. So it's almost done. It should be done this year. I'm really excited for it. And this is 2 over 1 on 18 count. And I haven't had any issue using the pen to make a grid. It has washed out of my other projects that I've used it for, and it hasn't come back, so that's good. And I'm using the DMC brand. I've heard like people not use the DMC brand one and those come back. Or if they're like a seamstress pen, I don't know. This one was marketed as an embroidery pen. And if you're doing embroidery, then you don't want that line to come back through. So I think DMC would do a good job about that. But that's that one. Maybe I'll pile, I don't know, make a pile over here. I'm currently working on my Flareon TCG card, and I might have a picture of it finished and what it looked like last time. And this one's in my project bag that I made myself. That's not really square. It's kind of like, you know, not the best, but I love it. It's really cute. I want to make more. And this is the free pattern by BirdieStitching. So you just type in BirdieStitching.com and you'll get the website. And here is Flareon now. The light and my computer light is really washing out the colors, but it only has 4 colors in it. And if I turn off my computer screen, I can't really see what I'm showing, so I don't want to do that. But let's see if I put something. I don't really have anything. I need to like have a white piece of paper or something. And I keep forgetting about that part, so I'm sorry. But it's not as washed out. It looks really cool. I'm kind of really sad the way it's showing. Maybe if I hold it. I don't know. Okay. Then, so I went to visit my boyfriend in February, and I didn't want to take my Megaman piece because the project box that the Megaman piece is in had another project in it that I wasn't really working on. I forget what project that, I forget what other project that box shares. But I decided to take my Epic Pokemon piece instead, even though it wasn't in my rotation because it shared a project box with 2 other projects that I'm working on. So I was able to rotate a little bit in case I got bored. So, oh, excuse me, this is Lord Libidan or Libidan, whatever. This is his Epic Pokemon Gen 1 using the original sprites from Red and Blue and Yellow. And I'm stitching this on 28 count even weave, 2 over 1 with 10 stitching. And this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is it now. I've gotten a page done, but I'm really slacking on the white. I try to do the white little by little because it's just really boring. So I'm about half a page behind on the white. And sorry that I get really loud. It's like I get really close to the mic. So that's this. I still haven't taken out this little yellow that was there from when I thought I was going to stitch the entire yellow background, and then I was like, nope, forget it. But I really love this piece. And it goes by fast because of the 10 stitching. And I think that future super BAPs or other BAPs, I might do 10 stitching because it goes by so much faster. But I really like it. And I washed it also. It got kind of like really grungy looking. And I was getting kind of worried about it, and I washed it, and it didn't really change much. But at least the stitching isn't dirty. And it's just the back, and I guess I shouldn't care about the back. That's that one. My D&D project was a new start on my last video. So I might have, oops, of what it looked like before, and maybe finished. It's just a free perler bead pattern you can get on Pinterest that Candice at slubloverstitches showed me. Hi Candice. And I'm not going to take it out of the Q-snap because I always wrestle to get it in there, so I just don't like how the screen is washing out the color really bad. And I'm also filming this at night. I usually film during the day, so I get like a lot of natural light, but it's nighttime because this is just the time that I had. And I'm stitching this on some pink and purpley 14 count Ida that I hand dyed myself. And I'm using my first ever fancy floss for the purple D20 and for the red lettering. And the black lettering is just regular DMC 310. And I'm playing a little bit of thread chicken with the purple dinky dyes because I have just enough to finish this little thing when I get there. And I got it in one of those, what do you call it on Etsy? I don't know if it was an oops pack or like where they just cut the ends that remain off of a skein when they dye. So it's not like a full skein of the floss, it's just a little bit. But it worked out. And the red is a little bit variegated too, and I didn't really notice that. And I'm sorry I'm not taking it out of the Q-snap. I'll try to put another picture. It's just, I'm still not crazy about Q-snaps. It takes me forever to get the project in there. And then I really struggle with the extra fabric. I just don't like them. But since I already started it in here, I'm just going to keep it in here because I want the tension to be the same. So that's that one. My winter cottage. I'm so sad that winter is almost over. But this is from Seasonal Cottages book by Herkshner's. I usually have it hanging out around here. Let me see if I find it really quick. Here it goes. It's from this book. And I'm doing all 4 cottages, and what I'm doing is I'm stitching each cottage in the season that we're currently in. So where I am in the US, it is currently winter, and so I'm stitching the winter cottage. The spring equinox starts this weekend or next week, sometime like that, and I'll start my spring one. So I'm going to try to get some more stitchy time on my winter one before winter fully ends. And this is stitched on some 14 count Ida that I hand dyed myself to kind of mimic the Summer Sky Jobelan that they wanted me to buy in 28 count and stitch 2/1. But this one is 3 over, no, it's supposed to be 2/2 on the Jobelan 28 count. And I'm doing it 3/1 on 14. And it's really washed out. This really stinks. But here it goes. And I might be able to show what it looked like the last time because I think I just had like the little sun done. And I've started a bit of the back stitching so that I don't get really behind on it. But I really like the way it's looking, and maybe I'll just turn off the monitor for just 1 second. That may help. You can kind of really see the colors, but then I can't see anything, and that sucks. Okay, anywho. Done in regular DMC floss, nothing fancy, and I will re-clip these later. Alright, let me just put the clips on them because I'm really particular about the clips that are on certain projects. And I really love hoops too. So I love my hoop. I didn't want to take it out of the hoop. On to Sal's. So I'm working on the Bob Ross Happy Little Accident Stitch Along by 8-Bit Stitch on Etsy and KWarning on Twitch. Really like this piece. I'm stitching mine on 32 count. It's pre-gridded, so it's pretty nice, and it's my first time working on 32 count, and I am doing 2/110 stitching, and I'm not behind. I have a few more days until the next piece comes out, but I try to do at least 2 blocks a day and 3 blocks on the weekend. It has a lot of confetti, and I made a huge mistake in the beginning, which kind of didn't want me to continue with the Sal, but I'm working through it. And here's where I am on that piece. So we have a happy little tree coming in over here. This is the mistake. This big blue wonky looking cloud is supposed to be the same color as this cloud over here. And I read my handwriting wrong on my bobbin of thread. So I mixed 2 colors up and it was really frustrating. But I think when I get over here, I have a suspicion it's only going to be a tiny continuation of that cloud, so it won't be like a super big mistake, and I kind of have more blue sky over here. What's starting to happen though, and I don't know if you can see it, and it wasn't happening on the top part, but now I'm starting to get grid lines on the second part here, and I don't know why. I have no grid lines at all on the top part, and I'm using the same hoop. Am I using the same hoop? I think so. I try to write down what hoop I'm using, and I don't think my tension has changed, but now I'm getting some pretty nasty grid lines, and that really sucks. There you go, you can kind of see it there. I don't know. I don't know if it's because we started going this way. So we started over here and then we stitched down this way and then we moved down and now we're gonna go cross this way. I don't know. But I noticed that the other day and I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm planning on washing the piece when I'm done and I'm hoping that'll help, but happy little accidents, I guess? I don't know. Oh, and that Bob Ross needle minder, I made it myself out of perler beads. So that was me there. New starts. I have one new start and I was enabled to start this project. It's a stitch along, but I'm really behind. So I don't even know if I'm going to count it as a sal. I just got an email just now that the third piece got released. So I might not be too far behind. It comes out every 6 weeks, so I can try to catch up if I really work on it on the weekend. So on Sundays, I call that my stitch along stitchy swap because my D&D piece is for a swap that I'm doing and seasonal day, and I try to work on all 3 of those projects. This is a stitch along by, oh my gosh, hold on. I just got the email and I want to give that person their credit on this stitch along. Oh my gosh, and I just got the email, but I have so many email addresses. Oh, here we go. Oh man. Oh, Suburban. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to link it below or put the text below. I just can't pronounce it. SuburbanEnnuiStitchery. I don't think I said that right at all. But the third piece just came out. And it's a Works by Jane Austen sal. And it's so cool. It has Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility are the first 2 pieces. And it's a mystery sal, so you won't know what'll come out next. And I guess I'll spoil it. The next one, the third release, is Mansfield Park. And so I'm still kind of working on just the title, which will say Works by Jane Austen. And this will be the Pride and Prejudice block. I'm stitching this on 18 count vintage country mocha. 2/1. It's supposed to be on a lighter fabric, but I was really desperate to start and I just picked out whatever I had. So the background, like the little vines on the side, kind of blend in with the fabric, but I still really like it. And I just wanted to start it right away. I was enabled by Kimberly, the Distracted Stitcher, hi Kimberly, to do it. And she does some really nice Jane Austen themed projects, and I had to jump on this one. It'll be my first Jane Austen piece. There are some that I would love to do by like Lindy Stitches also. Hi Stephanie and Lindy Stitches. But this is my start to my Jane Austen stuff. Maybe I'll have like a Jane Austen wall. I don't know. I like this one though. DMC colors. It's really fun. It's a nice piece to work on. But I don't know if I'm motivated to catch up. It might just be another whip. I'll try. I was gonna join this other one, Birthstone Ferret Sal. I'll also put text in or link it below. And I wasn't sure because I hadn't done anything by the designer before and I hadn't seen many of their projects or sals before. And this was a complete 12-month mystery sal that had a lot of prep. And I didn't want to devote a lot of prep to it and not be crazy about the design. So now that it's out, I'm like, darn, I should have joined it. It's like these little baby ferrets. In each circle is for a zodiac symbol and it goes by the month. And they just did Aquarius and it's really cute. So it's like a little ferret with something related to Aquarius. And the Pisces, I think, just got released and it's really cute. But again, if I join, it just becomes another whip because I don't think I'll catch up, especially the frame doing the outline for the prep. I don't have any time to catch up on that part. Plans? I don't really have any plans. I like to keep my whips to about 10 and keeping that flexible with sals and gifts that I'm stitching for people, so it ends up being a little bit like 12 or 13 whips total. So I don't really want to start anything new until something moves out, and I usually replace a small with a small, medium with a medium, things like that. But I really do want to start this massive Miku project, and I'll just put a picture of her here, and I'm wearing one of my Miku shirts today. I just really love this Snow Miku version, and I did chart it already. So I know how many colors it'll be. It's like 300 and something colors. And I did cut down the colors a bit, and there are still some that it's like one color of something, but I'm not searching for where it is to try to replace it. And I feel inspired by like Stitched, and I hope I'm saying their names right, Amanda at Stitch Pixels, and Sandy Luhu, who I follow on Instagram, who follows me on Twitch, who are doing extreme cross-country stitching, starting with the least number of stitches up until the highest. And I really, really, really would want to do that if I do this piece. And I know I won't finish it anytime soon, but I kind of want to see it come together with extreme cross-country stitching. And I think I would do it on 32 count, 10 stitching, 2/1. And I was trying to think of like, how would I find that one stitch or those 2 stitches of a color? And my boyfriend gave me a great idea. I do like to print my patterns. I don't like to work just on the computer, because I like to sit on my couch sometimes or be at the table with my mom. So I print a lot of my patterns, but he did give me a good idea. A good idea is if I have it on the computer, I can do the control find command and look for that symbol or that the symbol, and it should be able to find it in the pattern. And I use PC Stitch to make the pattern, and I should be able to find it that way as well. And PC Stitch just updated to include the new DMC color, so I'm really excited about that. So that's my main plans right now. I really don't, I have a few things that I do want to start, but I don't consider them plans, because when I do finish something, I kind of just like spin a wheel, or I go on my Discord and ask my Twitch viewers, hey guys, here's a poll, what should I start next? And they decide. That's about it. Haul. I don't know if I showed this one last time, but I got my fabric of the month, Color and Cotton. Kind of don't want to open it, and I know the lighting is not really going to show, but it's a nice blue. It's called Cornflower Blue. Belfast 32 count. I get the 1/8 of a yard. That's not a fat quarter. I can't remember. I just switched to getting Ida now. So I did about 6 or 7 months worth of linens and even weave and stuff like that, just to get a variety. And now I'm switching over to some Idas because I do like Ida. This stuff, I'm already building a pile of it, and I just don't know what I'm going to stitch on it. I do have some ideas for some of the pieces, but I like Ida too. I did get my Cross Stitch Crazy magazines. I have to say the past two issues have been really underwhelming, and I haven't been crazy about the charts that are in them the past 2 months, so I've just sort of been like, eh, and I won't do a flip through because I'm pretty sure other people do flip throughs, so I'm not going to bother. But I forgot, I did get, this was the only haul I picked up when I visited my boyfriend, because he has Joann's and he has Hobby Lobby, which I don't have. And I did pick up some more of the DMC Diamant. So I picked up the silver, which is really hard to see. I picked up, is that the silver one? I think so. I don't know. I picked up this kind of white, shimmery, sparkly one. I haven't used any of it yet. I got a black. I got red. I have to say these were just easier for me to get than Kreinik. Kreinik you have to order online. I got green. And I got orange. And I had one other, I don't know where it went. I had more like a gold one. So these are joining my small little floss box where I don't have many metallics. And I haven't used many of them to really have an opinion. But those are those guys. Let's see, I have my list here and make sure I don't like forget stuff. I can go into a little bit of knitting. I did finish my Magikarp hat for my boyfriend. I gave it to him. I couldn't record before. If I waited to record, I just wouldn't be able to show it all, so I'll just insert a picture of what it looks like. He really liked it. We wore it out for Community Day. Was it a Community Day or was it an event day? I forget who we were catching that day. Oh, Clam Pearl! We wore it for Clam Pearl, and that was a lot of fun. My knitting, I started a new sock because I do need some new socks, new knitted socks. The ones I have are really old and, you know, they're just not going to last forever as much as I want them to. So here goes. Oh my gosh, the colors are so terrible with the screen thing. I'm going to turn it off for just a second so maybe you can see the real colors, but I don't know. It really sucks bad, but maybe I'll try something different next time. Or maybe when the natural light's coming in, the computer light won't be as harsh, but it's really not that. If I hold it back here, there we go. And this is, oh my god, I have so many sock yarns from college. I don't know where I bought these from. Some of them are old. This is Cascade Yarns, Sassy Stripes, Superwash. Just doing ankle socks out of them. Doesn't say a colorway. It says the shade 718, but there's no name for the colorway. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, they didn't name their colorway, so I do like to wear these socks for when I run in the winter because it keeps my feet really toasty and my feet are still able to breathe in them and stay warm, so that's always a plus. I've been working a lot on my rainbow blanket, and this one's another pattern available on Etsy. The sock one I kind of just do from memory already. The Magikarp hat is available on Etsy too, if you just search Magikarp hat. And this modern rainbow blanket is made from carrot cakes, and I've been trying to do at least one cake a month. And last month I finished the cake I set out for. And I just attached my new cake last night while I was watching TV. And so here's where I am on it. I'm in my pajamas still, but I really don't care. It's kind of super duper big. Let me see how much I can move back without knocking stuff over. So there it goes. Goes my blanket. It's really awesome. Love the colors. I don't know what people are going to do buying the pattern now, because I think all but 1 or 2 of the colors included in this pattern are now discontinued. So they were really hard for me to find. I had to send my boyfriend out to find 2 of them, and he mailed them to me. And when I was searching for one of them, they were marked as clearance in Michael's, and I was like, holy cow, that's not a good sign. And it was a sign that that color is not being carried anymore. And I guess you could adjust the pattern yourself to be, ooh, that's kind of a nice shot of it. That looks really good. To be any color you want, but I'm not good with stuff like that. And thinking about gradients and color matching, and I'm really terrible at that stuff. I need people to tell me. Like, I could never switch a cross stitch pattern and be like, I'm gonna swap this color for that one. Though I do have the DMC color card and that helps, but I would just use it for color matching. Like, I could not do a complete conversion. I could not do that. So that's my blanket. I have 2 more carrot cakes left. So I'm in the home stretch, and then I do the border of black around it. I'm not doing the big pom-poms on it. And then it'll almost be done. I did do a little bit of sewing last month, and I sent Candice at SlubLoverStitches a project bag, and I'll insert a picture of it here. I love it. It's so cute. It's Winnie the Pooh, and I had to make it for her because when she used to stream on Twitch, she was stitching this really inappropriate Winnie the Pooh project, and I absolutely loved it. And I love Winnie the Pooh, and I'm so happy I have extra fabric, and I'm so happy she likes it. And I found out that AnneP, hi AnneP, at, oh my gosh, what is AnneP's channel? Why can't I remember? I'll link it. But she has a project bag that looks almost the same, and that's so cool, with the same fabric. So that's really awesome. And that's kind of it. I'm going to go a little bit into reading and then maybe life update. Not much in life update. Boyfriend stuff, work stuff, did project progress reports, having parent-teacher conferences now, lots of meetings. This year is very different from last year. That's it for work. And personal life stuff, apartment hunting in the summer. So I'm excited for that and terrified. Anywho, reading. I still haven't really been reading as much as I was previously. So I set a goal on Goodreads last year to read, I think, 20 books, and I reached that goal. This year I set 12 books, and I'm already 3 books or so behind. I did finish reading A World Without Ice by Henry N. Pollock. I'm pretty obsessed with the environment and caring for the earth and trying to do your part. I know it's really hard because I feel like a little blip in what we could really actually do, but I feel like it's still really important to care. And this book was amazing. It really just was amazing, and it was really sad at the same time, and what we're doing to our planet, and that soon there literally will not be any ice. And it, you know, I studied geology as a minor in college, and the earth does go through like this whole cycle of heating and freezing, but we are kind of accelerating that natural cycle for our earth, and it sucks. And I think our science teacher just told us, because we were talking about projects with the kids, and she was saying by like 2050 there will be more plastic, like plastic mass, in the oceans than there are fish. So there will be more plastic taking up space in the ocean than the fish who live there, which is just super crazy. And there was a good quote, and I think I might have bookmarked it. I know I posted it on my Instagram when I read it, and I was like, this is so true, and I just wanted to read that little part of it. Oh, here we go. So, you know, it gets to the end, and it's like, what do we do? You know, can we do much? It's been so destroyed by people in the past, and we should just keep going whatever, and who cares? And so it said, there is a Native American proverb that says, we did not inherit earth from our ancestors, but have only borrowed it from our children. Will we selfishly repay our children with a degraded planet devoid of ice, with seawater washing over our great coastal cities? Or will we pass on a planet that has been rescued from that fate by its people? The same people who had inadvertently initiated climate change, but who also recognized their responsibilities to reverse it before the worst of consequences has drowned their shorelines. Crazy. And it says, you know, intergenerational problem. And I live in New York City, and I know we will be underwater eventually. People developing where I am do not understand that this is not forever. And there was another, I forget where it was. All right, but anywho, maybe I'll post it below, but it's a worth read. I had this weird unedited copy manuscript that I got at like this little free library thing in my school's neighborhood. So I just picked it up, so it doesn't have any of like the charts and stuff like that in the book. I also felt really sad about this book, because not to like belittle people, but there is a lot of science talk in here, and it is meaty in that, and it is not in like easy to understand language. And I feel like we need more books in easy to understand language about the environment, because it just goes. But if you are a geology person and, you know, environmental person and sciencey, and you will enjoy this book. Really heavy read though. I finished it and I was just really sad for a while. So I am reading some other books, but I never like to post what I'm reading. I don't know. I am so paranoid with spoilers. I've been traumatized in the past, so I never post about what I'm reading. I am rereading Order of the Phoenix, and that you can't spoil for me. Giveaways! This is longer than I thought it would be. Okay, so last time I gave away this little penguin card that came, festive penguin kit that came with one of the Cross Stitch Crazy magazines. And Candice, congratulations! I replied to your comment, and I'm a stalker and I have your address, so I'll be sending this along soon. You get the little aperture card and all of the floss. And a needle. And fabric. Pretty cool. Really cute. And this time I'm going to be giving away, I just, you know, I get so much stuff from Cross Stitch Crazy. I hoard it, but I'm not really going to use it. So I have these birthday gift tags that they don't have to be for a birthday. They're kind of cute. But they're these little ballerinas. Trying to stop this computer screen glare. Sorry, I am so freaking weird. There we go. And it comes with everything you need. It even comes with the ribbon, the tags, the pattern, the floss, the fabric. It's actually, it looks like it looks white, but I think it might actually be like a light gray. So anywho, if you would like to win these, do not say giveaway in the comments. Do not be a pest. Be 18 years or older. Whatever. I will ship internationally. Just don't be mean. And you can win this. And say... Sorry, I'm just so used to people being mean on Twitch. No one's been mean to me on YouTube yet. But, okay, I don't have any wood to knock on. Just say, I would like to stitch the ballerina. And then I have from a Charles Craft, I think I bought fabric, it must have been. And it came with a chart. And if you, like, whatever, screenshot this, or what, you're a bad person. So you shouldn't do that, because it's hard for me to show what it is. So I'll try to hold it far away. It's like this, I don't know if it's a marriage. It just says loves promise, shares dreams, embraces hope, and lasts forever. And then it has the an alphabet, and you can put names and maybe anniversary, wedding date, whatever in there. And that's it. DMC colors doesn't come with anything else but that. So if you would like to have the love, just say, I would like to stitch the love. And I'll enter you to win that. You can enter to win both. I don't really mind. In terms of all my patterns, I'm really trying to print out my online ones, like my PDFs and stuff, because they feel like they don't exist if I don't see them. So I've been trying to do that over the past few weeks. I printed out one in the past 2 months. Have I gotten it into a sheet protector in my binder? Nope. Still sitting on my printer. Anywho, I hope I'm back next month-ish in the middle. Maybe May. May might start to get crazy with work and end of the year stuff, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and checking out my projects. If you're not following me on Twitch, I do stream live there on Sundays at twitch.tv/JennaXStitches. And I do have a blog and an Instagram. And that's it. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Happy stitching.